Welcome back, coin collectors, to another exciting episode of Coin Discovery Old Zone. Today video this coin 1992 pence coin. It's not just any old coin. This little beauty could be worth a whopping $45,120. Yes, you heard that right. We're diving deep into its history, rarity, and how you can spot this valuable treasure in your collection. So, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Before we get into the value, let's take a quick look at the coin itself. This is the 1992 pence coin from the United Kingdom, minted in bronze and weighing about 7.12 grams. The design you see here features the famous rose and thistle, which symbolize the union of England and Scotland. On the obverse, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This design was used from 1985 until 1997. The reverse features a beautiful, intricate design that represents the floral emblem of the United Kingdom. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1992 pence coin is pretty standard in terms of mintage. It's not one of those coins that was made in super limited numbers. However, it's all about a very specific error that makes this coin incredibly rare and valuable. In 1990, the Royal Mint made a few errors during the minting process, and one of these resulted in a small batch of 2 pence coins having a misaligned design. In some cases, you'll find that the Queen's portrait or the reverse emblem is slightly off-center. This error makes it one of the most sought-after coins by collectors worldwide. The error is subtle but significant. If you find one of these misaligned coins in your collection, you're holding on to something that could fetch you a significant sum at auction. Now, let's talk about how you can identify the 1992 pence coin with this rare minting error. The first thing you want to check is the alignment of the design. Look at the Queen's portrait and the reverse design closely. If the designs appear to be slightly off, or the edges are uneven, that's a major indicator that you've got a rare coin. Next, check the weight and diameter. A misaligned coin could sometimes be slightly off weight. It's always good practice to measure your coin if you're unsure, but keep in mind that many of these errors are very subtle and require an experienced eye. You might also want to check for other signs of wear or other minute flaws that could increase the rarity of the coin. For example, if the coin has an unusual patina or discoloration due to age or handling, that might contribute to its value. Okay, here's the million-dollar question. Why is the 2 pence 1990 worth so much money? Well, the value of a coin with this rare minting error comes from its extreme rarity and the high demand in the collector's market. Coins like these rarely surface, and when they do, collectors are eager to pay top dollar for them. A rare 1992 pence with a misaligned design has been sold at auctions for as high as $45,120. This value comes from its unique error, its historical significance, and the fact that it's one of the few coins from the UK that has seen such a high price. Keep in mind, the condition of the coin matters. A coin that's in mint condition is always worth more than one that's worn down. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare 2 pence coins, you might be wondering where you can sell it. The best places to sell a high-value coin like this are reputable coin auctions or specialized coin dealers. You can also try listing it online on platforms like eBay or Katawiki, where rare coins are often sold to the highest bidder. Just make sure to authenticate your coin before selling it. You can do this by consulting a professional coin grader or getting a certificate of authenticity, especially if you want to ensure you're getting top dollar for your piece. So, there you have it, folks. This coin 2 pence 1990 United Kingdom coin. This coin 2 new pence from 1971, issued by the United Kingdom. It may look simple at first glance, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. The 2 new pence coin was introduced in 1971, a pivotal year in British monetary history. That year marked the full switch from the old pound SD system, pounds, shillings, and pence, to the decimal system. This process, known as Decimal Day, happened on February 15, 1971, and the 2 new pence was one of the very first decimal coins to enter circulation. The coin was minted in bronze and has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, weighing 7.12 grams. It was designed by Christopher Ironside, whose initials can be found subtly on many UK coins of the era. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a portrait by Arnold Machin that would become iconic in the 1970s. That on the reverse, we see the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, meaning I serve. Below the emblem are the words new pence, a term used during the early years of decimal coinage to help the public distinguish between the new system and the old one. That although millions of these coins were minted in 1971, over 1.5 billion, in fact, their historical significance makes them interesting for collectors, especially in pristine condition. The fact that this was the first year of decimalization gives the 1971 2 new pence a unique place in British numismatic history. This coin remained in circulation for many years. However, in 1982, the Royal Mint changed the wording on the reverse from new pence to simply 2 pence. This marked the end of the use of new, as the public had become fully accustomed to the decimal currency by then. Now, you might be wondering, if over 1 billion of these coins were made, how could they be valuable? The truth is, the average circulated 2 new pence 1971 coin doesn't carry much numismatic value. However, specific examples in mint or uncirculated condition, especially proof sets or error coins, can fetch higher prices depending on the demand. There's also confusion due to rare variations of the 1983 coin, where the phrase new pence was mistakenly used again, and those coins are indeed scarce and valuable. However, today we're strictly focused on the 1971 issue. The question of value always comes up. A common 1971 2 new pence in circulated condition may be worth only its face value, or slightly more to a collector looking to complete a decimal set. But a flawless proof specimen, one that has never been touched and was struck specially for collectors, can be valued anywhere from $5 to $100, depending on demand and condition. That said, in the world of coin collecting, rumors and myths often inflate expectations. You may have seen listings or videos claiming this coin is worth $1 million. To be very clear, no known example of the 1971 2 new pence has ever sold for that amount in a verified auction. Any claims of a $1 million sale are either satire, misinformation, or misunderstood listings. However, it's not impossible that a truly unique error version of this coin, perhaps a misstrike, a double die, or an experimental metal composition, could attract extremely high offers from specialist collectors. In the absence of such a specimen on record, the $1 million tag remains a fascinating what-if scenario, rather than a documented fact. For collectors, this coin still holds great sentimental and educational value. It represents the end of centuries-old currency and the beginning of a modern monetary system in the UK. Having a clean, original 1971 2 new pence coin in your collection is like owning a piece of everyday history that millions once held in their hands. Yet there's also beauty in the design. Christopher Ironside's reverse work captures both royal symbolism and national pride. The feathers of the Prince of Wales badge are delicate and sharp when well preserved, and collectors prize coins with minimal wear and full detail. The Queen's portrait, too, particularly in proof strikes, displays subtle detail and elegance. These small artistic elements often go unnoticed in day-to-day usage, but stand out dramatically under magnification or in professional grading slabs. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, this coin 2 new pence 1971 United Kingdom coin history. This coin 2 new pence coin from the year 1983 at first glance. The 1983 2 new pence may not seem unusual. It shares the same general design as other coins from the same era. But a rare mistake in the minting process makes this coin one of the most sought after by collectors. To understand why this coin is so special, we need to take a step back into the history of British coinage and the changes that took place in the late 20th century. In 1971, the United Kingdom underwent decimalization, changing the currency system from pounds, shillings, and pence to a more straightforward decimal format. As part of this transformation, the 2 pence coin was introduced with the inscription "New Pence" to distinguish it from the older pre-decimal coins in circulation. This new pence wording continued on the 2p coin from its introduction in 1971 until 1981. Beginning in 1982, the Royal Mint decided to remove the word new and replace it with just 2 pence. This was done because, by that time, the public had become fully accustomed to the new currency system. So, from 1982 onwards, all 2p coins were supposed to bear the inscription 2 pence on the reverse. However, in 1983, a small number of coins were mistakenly struck using the older, new pence dies instead of the updated ones. This minting error created one of the rarest modern British coins in existence. The 1983 2 new pence coin is therefore a mule, a term used in numismatics to describe a coin struck with mismatched dies. These coins are extremely rare because the Royal Mint was quick to catch and correct the error, making only a limited number available before the mistake was corrected. Now, let's look at the coin's design. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was used on all British decimal coins from 1968 until 1984. The Queen faces to the right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, and is surrounded by the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, along with the year 1983. On the reverse, the coin displays the badge of the Prince of Wales, which consists of a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, meaning I serve. Beneath this badge is where the rare inscription, new pence, appears, instead of the correct 2 pence for 1983 coins. The metal composition of the 2p coin in 1983 was bronze, made of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. It weighs approximately 7.12 grams and has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. The edge is plain, with no reading or inscriptions, just a smooth finish. Only a handful of these error coins are believed to exist. The exact number is unknown, but estimates suggest fewer than 10 genuine examples have ever surfaced. This extreme rarity, combined with the fact that the error happened in a modern coinage system, makes it incredibly desirable to collectors. Now let's talk about value. Because of its rarity, the 1983 2 new pence coin has reached astounding prices at auction. In one of the most notable cases, a high-quality example was sold to a private collector for $2 million. Yes, $2 million. Most of these coins, if authenticated and in excellent condition, are valued in the six-figure range at minimum. Of course, condition plays a major role. Coins that are uncirculated or in mint state condition with no wear are significantly more valuable than those that have been in circulation. But even a slightly worn version can still fetch tens of thousands of dollars, depending on market demand and provenance. That it's important to note that many people confuse ordinary 1983 2p coins with the rare variety. A normal 1983 coin should say 2 pence on the reverse. Only the error coins say new pence. If your coin says 2 pence, it is standard and carries minimal collector value. But if it says new pence and is verified as genuine, it could be worth a fortune. That if you think you might have one of these rare coins, it's essential to have it authenticated by a reputable numismatic expert or grading service. There are counterfeits and altered coins out there, so professional verification is key before placing any value on it. This coin is a great example of how even modern pocket change can turn out to be a hidden treasure. It also shows the importance of paying close attention to details, especially in the world of coin collecting, where a single word can make all the difference. That brings us to the end of today's episode. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, 2 new pence 1983 United Kingdom coin history,